All right, let me talk to you a little bit about what's happening. And now, Stu, you have an analytical mind. I don't. I don't think like you. You think numbers. See if you can figure this out.
Okay.
The IRS migration data released last week shows that California lost more residents than any other state. Net loss of nearly 332,000 people and more than $29 billion in income.
Okay.
$29 billion in income, bro. Like, so basically, if y'all didn't read the title of this video, and y'all know who I am LFR Jojo, and this video is about Americans leaving leftist states. Like, they're leaving them because they're tired of the agendas being pushed in these states. This was shown, obviously, just said in California, them losing $29 billion in revenue and losing a lot of the people who normally would migrate to the state. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Hope y'all enjoy the video, and let's go.
Okay. The state with the second largest population loss is New York, which saw a loss of 262,000 residents and $24.5 billion in income. What time will the train pull into the station? I can't figure this out. Illinois is the other, with a loss of 105,000 people.
Weird.
And $10.8 billion.
But then again, people leaving the state, I do see why he would say he's leftist, but probably it's because of cost of living. But then again, that would, by me saying cost of living, I would be saying that people aren't moving to places like Texas, which are going up in cost of living, or Florida, which is a red state, which is going up in cost of living. But Florida, even though they're going up in cost of living, they're actually getting more people to move there. So based off of that, it seems like people are leaving leftist states because people don't like agendas forcefully pushed on them. It's really that simple. Like I was telling my dad yesterday, even if I was a leftist or left leaning, I still wouldn't want an agenda pushed on me. Like, it's not even about what I support. It's about the principle of it. I don't care if I support it. You shouldn't force me to side with you, even if I do like it.
Okay.
And what's the time period? Does it give you the time period on this? The 2019 for COVID type of number?
I think it's 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
Wow.
That sounds like that's certainly people reacting to the restrictions is a good, I would guess, a good chunk of that.
Yeah, sure. Massachusetts, for example, had a net loss of 44,000 people, $4.3 billion in income. Louisiana lost 28,500 and $861 million in income. New Jersey, which lost fewer people, 26,000, lost a total of $4.87. No, $3.8 billion less in income. So it seems as though the high tax, in-your-face states are not appealing to those people who have the ability to get away from them.
Yeah, and I would add on to that the states that decided to control every aspect of your life during the pandemic as well, right? So if you, let's say, for example, try to shut down businesses, control people's movement, force them to wear masks and take medication they may or may not want to have taken, and also try to make them pay exorbitant prices for that privilege, maybe those people aren't going to stay anymore.
Bro, that is facts, bro. He is spitting. So he's basically saying like the Democratic or leftist states, although it's so ironic because the Democratic or leftist party is known for like being progressive. However, when it came to, things that happened in the past 3 years, it was the most restrictions of any other state. Like, ironically, like places like Texas or Florida had the least amount of restrictions, which is super strange. And they had lower taxes. So it's like, how are you progressive, but you're also regress? Like, how are you progressive and holding me back at the same time? So I'm not surprised people are leaving. And not only were they holding you back, you had to pay more just to be there. Like places like New York, cost of living is insane. but they had the most restrictions. Like, why would you want to live there? Why? Nothing against New York. I actually like New York. I'm just saying in terms of the video.
Crazy idea.
Now, here's another crazy idea. In California, I mean, they're mixing up some powerful medicine, to help their state. Californians, the state Democratic lawmakers have introduced a bill that would impose a wealth tax.
A what?
Okay, now listen to this. A wealth tax on the wealthiest residents, including for several years after you move from the state.
I'm sorry, now you get a wealth tax that you pay to California, even though you don't live in California.
Don't live in California. If you lived in California, moved away, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're still going to tax you for several years. I don't even know legally how you can even do that.
I don't think they
What?
could. And also, a wealth tax is completely unconstitutional federally. Whether they could get away with it at a state level, I'm not sure. But you're not allowed to do that federally.
So they are literally just robbing. They are literally just robbing their people, the people that they claim to care about. They're robbing them. These are blue states that are doing this. And why did I, bruh, it's like every day I become a little, bro, these are blue states that are doing this, man. This is terrible. This is not American, bro. This is not right. It's unconstitutional. You're just having a wealth tax. You're robbing your own people who supported you, who voted for you.
Which is, of course, something that Elizabeth Warren still, over and over and over again props up there as some possibility to solve all of our problems.
Now, here is the big winner. The big winner, of course, say it with me, North Dakota. No. Florida, 255,834 residents, $39.19 billion coming into the state.
Wow.
Texas, number 2, 174,866 with $10.9 billion. North Carolina, 76,000 and almost $5 billion. South Carolina, just over $4 billion. And the same with Tennessee, $4.15 billion.
It's, legitimately incredible.
You know what's crazy? The states that people call the most ignorant, the worst states, the super red states, the Florida, the Texas, I would never go there. These states are making billions of dollars simply because they just provide a better quality of life than bluer states. That is insane. They're making $40 billion simply because California or places like California and New York have these strict restrictions on their own citizens and are having wealth tax for where if you even move from the state, they're still going to tax you. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't even know if they have the authority to do that. I genuinely don't even see how that's possible. They are really trying to break the law or change the rules just to take your money. But places like Florida, the super red states that people they hated America. They're getting billions of dollars just because they provide better qualities of life for the people who live there. Isn't that something? Who would have thought? So Americans obviously are siding with the right when it comes to these living conditions. It's shown in the numbers. And this is not an LFR Jojo opinion. This is just something that I'm noticing that people low-key like those type of states more. They don't like the super progressive or democratic states because they're leaving them. They don't like being taxed $1 million a year. You make 1.5 million, you get taxed 1.4 million. They don't like the super restrictions on themselves. They like freedom. So they're going to the states.
It was all blue states except one that people were moving out of, and all red states that they were moving into. But what could be the pattern here? I don't know. What could it be? And by the way, I think Louisiana was the one state that people were moving out of. It was also one of the hardest hit states because of COVID. I mean, that was it. Really did have a rough.
Louisiana always has a rough go of it, I think.
Especially places like New Orleans, which you wouldn't necessarily associate with red state policies. That's really where they got hammered by that.
Any place that you have to say, and this goes for parts of Florida, any place that you have to say, kids, don't reach into the bushes, is a problem. Okay? I mean, where's Johnny? I don't know. I just saw him reaching into the bush.
Oh, okay. We've lost Johnny.
A giant mouth opened up and ate him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a problem.
That can happen at any time.
Yeah, I associate that more with Louisiana.
It's
maybe
actually,
unfairly.
Well,
Yeah. You good. Okay. And it was crazy because I was talking about that. It's crazy because people will go into these states like Florida or like Texas or like the states that they actually want to live in. And people are so foolish sometimes that they will go into these states and vote similarly to when they lived in a state like California or New York. They will vote in the same manner. And then they will eventually, I hope this don't happen, but they're going to try to turn the state that they're moving into, like Florida or Texas, into a state like California. They're going to vote in the same ways, and they're going to try to make the state more left-leaning, and the process is just going to repeat itself again. So my thing is this: at what point does it get to the like, wow, maybe my beliefs just aren't right? Maybe I should try to change how I view things, because obviously they don't like living in these other states because they're getting taken advantage of.
Well, no, it's on the Louisiana state flag. There's a child being eaten by something in a bush. People don't realize that. It's not exactly the best commercial for the tourism department.
I don't know if I would have that on my state flag. But
look, this happens all the time. Let's show people what's going on.
Yeah, so there's something else here. Jeffrey Epstein, his little black book. Now, may I ask, if this wasn't about the world's most powerful people, it was about you and me going to see, teenage slaves for sex.
It'd be frowned upon, I think.
I think it would be frowned upon,
Yeah.
and I think we'd all be exposed, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the press would lead the way.
I mean, they came after the guy who did Subway commercials, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna if it about it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein met with the Obama White House counsel, the Rothschilds.
Dang.
I don't know if all of them, but probably the spooky,
They're like the Koch brothers. You can't meet with just one of them.
Yeah, you gotta
it's
have
just
all of
always with both of them.
I don't even know what they talk about, man. I really don't. But I think the message of this video is people are tired of living in states that take advantage of them. And one thing I've noticed, and it's not even about my political affiliation, I'm honestly, I haven't even got to the point where I'm siding with one side or the other, because I don't know much about either side. I have my personal beliefs, but when it comes to voting, I'm not even gonna get into that. But what I've noticed is that people don't want to be taken advantage of anymore. They don't want states telling them what they can and can't do. Because America is all about freedom. It's like that's what you want here. Regardless of if you even believe in the Ron DeSantis beliefs when he runs Florida, it doesn't matter. He'll still give you more freedom to do what you want to do. He'll still make sure your taxes aren't killing you at the end of the day. He won't raise rent prices too much. He won't monopolize. Like, all I'm saying is these states are giving better qualities of life. And people may disagree with the political stance of the states, but numbers don't lie. People are going to these states because they're tired of being taken advantage of by the states that they claim to love. People have been voting Democrat. We've been voting Democrat for years, and majority of African Americans, we live in blue states. These are states that we're leaving now because we notice that they aren't really helping us. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, if I am wrong, comment. I swear I will read it. Just let me know. But if I'm right, then what's the problem? But anyways, make sure y'all check out this video, man. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.